So I'm by myself today because I'm trying to just get done a little earlier in the day. This tent was an easy one for me to get by myself. Did it in 51 minutes. We had a wind advisory that was going to be going into effect for later on in the afternoon, so it was a priority for me to get this tent down. The camera fell here for a second. We got it straightened back out pretty quick. The wind wasn't blowing too hard yet, so I went on ahead and went around and pulled all the stakes. Notice how I'm not laying them on the ground. That way we can see them. Something we always try to do to keep from losing them. I have left stakes before because they've fallen over and had to go back and get them. So right there I'm using a board to push out the first pole. And then I'm using that pole to push out all the poles except for the corner poles. 20 by 30 West Coast frame. You can get away with pulling all the posts out, all the legs out, except for that one. I'm walking it out from the building just a little bit, just because I'm by myself and I can't control it as easily coming down. So I'm propping it up on top of my board here. I'm going ahead and loosen all the straps around where I can reach. Also, the lights are in those straps as well. We have our lights set up with plug every 10 feet, and they're set up specifically for tents the way they're set up here. And I drop one corner at a time, and here we are, we're on the ground. The hardest part about taking the tent down by yourself is going to be pulling that top off and laying it straight. I know this isn't how a lot of companies roll their tent tops. This works very well for us in our area. While I'm out in a rural area here, we've got some tight areas in some of our downtown districts that are a little bit tight to lay the whole tent out beside the tent. So flaking it onto the ground like this works really well for us, especially on our 20 wides. Some of our courtyards and stuff that we go into are just, you have no space to work. So as we go on here, we'll get this top pulled off. You'll see that I got the lace, not the lace line, but the valance line gets caught right there on the 6-way crown. If anyone's got a suggestion on how to keep that valance rope from getting caught, please put it in the comments. I'd like to like a suggestion. I've been in this a few years now, but I'm always willing to learn something new. So fold it in half, roll it up, and then we use a strap around it, just like what we're doing here. And then I like to put it in the bag using the sock method is what I call it. Flip it up, slide the bag over, flip it over, stand it up, pull the bag the rest of the way on. Works really well for us. Taking a little bit of a water break here. It was about 80 degrees today. We're here in South Alabama, so it's gets warm early in the year for us. So we're going around rolling up the lights. Our lights are set up for all our 20 wide tents. There's one string that is 80 feet long to go around the 20 by 20 perimeter. And then I have 20-foot sections cut with plugs every 10 feet and all that, to where you can continue around. You add one extra 20-foot section for a 20 by 30, two for a 20 by 40, and so on and so forth. We have done all the way up to a 20 by 70. I'm not using a jack here just because I feel like it's faster without the jacks on these 20 wides. And then as I'm breaking everything down, I try to make piles of stuff to where when you go back to pick it up, it's all easier to grab and it's not scattered all over the place. You'll also notice I don't usually put R-pins in my legs either when we're taking them down. It's just a whole lot easier that way. We didn't have any extreme weather over the weekend while this tent was up, so it wasn't bad. Now if we've got some extreme weather coming, I'll put some D-pins in the legs to help hold them on. Sometimes R-pins, depending on how many tents we have going out. Our trailer is actually 14 foot long, so our red pipe, which are 14 foot, and some change long. It's closer to 15. We had to load an angle into our trailer, or at least this trailer. So I'll lay those to the side. Picking up the fittings right now. We use 32-gallon trash cans to haul our fittings in. It works really well. I do have a ramp for the trailer as well. I just don't break it out unless I need it. It's just as easy to take the dolly and flop them in. That dolly is a $100 dolly from Harbor Freight. You can get them at Harbor Freight or Tractor Supply. They're great for when you're starting out. That's still to this day all we use. And then in the trailer, I take a 4x4 and I screw to the floor. And it does a really good job of holding the pipe all the way to one side for all my West Coast frame. Everything we do is West Coast frame. Occasionally I'll sub-rent a sailcloth tent, depending on what we've got going on. So you'll see me loading that 14-foot 4-pipe in at an angle. Now that we're done, I'm going around and I'm picking up any zip ties or any other trash that's ours. You'll see me do that here in a second. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.